So the 2042 beta, it left a lot of concerns in the series, in the franchise. A lot of fans are worried about the state of the game and its future. And I can't really say I blame them. After personally playing that Battlefield beta, it left a sour taste in my mouth. And it wasn't the specialist system for me, it wasn't the bugs. Personally, it was just the performance issues. There's no way I shouldn't have been getting the performance I was getting with my 1080 GTX and Ryzen 3600. But that's besides the point. I want to go over the last 5 classes that DICE has revealed for Battlefield 2042. And honestly, there seems to be a lot of backlash with the community right now, and I don't understand why. Personally, the game isn't even out yet. And so until the game is out, personally, I can only give my opinions and first impressions on what I've played so far and seen. So let's start with some of the characters they've announced. So Emma Sundance Rossier, she's an assault. She's a French assault specialist who brings the wingsuit. And honestly, from what I saw in the trailer, awesome. Probably going to be playing that. And she also has smart explosives, anti-armor, EMP, scatter grenades. So then they show off Santiago Dozer Espinosa. He's a Mexican assault who picks a simpler way to play than Sundance, according to them. He has a passive that lets him take less damage and recover faster from explosives. And he has a ballistic shield. So people were really complaining about that ballistic shield. The fact that if you shoot directly at the shield, you can get the bullets to bounce back at players. And I really don't see the problem. Play tactically. Don't fight these players head on. I don't think it's a good idea, especially with a ballistic shield. I don't really see a difference. It just gives you more options to find the battlefield, I guess. So then we have Ju Soo Pike. She's a South Korean specialist, and she can highlight enemies that are giving her trouble. Her primary gadget is a scanner that temporarily highlights nearby enemies through walls. So this is the infamous wall hack specialist that everyone is complaining about. So until I get to see how she plays in game, I'm keeping all my opinions to myself. If DICE can balance her, then I don't see why not. But from the gameplay trailer, it does seem kind of overpowered. But I'm not too worried about it. I don't think that's gonna really bother me in a game like Breakthrough or Rush or whatever. We'll see. I can see people's concerns, but I ain't too worried about it. So we got Navin Rao. He's an Indian recon specialist. Rao is a hacker in the Battlefield bunch. His cyber warfare suit includes a wrist-mounted computer that allows him to hack enemy soldiers. Hacking and then killing someone will automatically spot any other nearby enemies, creating potentially murderous chain reaction that encourage the aggressive approach. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that one, to be honest. And then Constantine Angel, Romanian support, who isn't much of a healer, but is a mobile gun store for his teammates. His main ability lets him drop airdrop in special crates that he and his team can use to swap loadouts on the fly. So, honestly, I think I'm going to be playing the support guy. From what I saw in the trailer, he looked right up my alley, and I always tend to play like medic like fucking roles, so why not? So there's going to be 10 playable characters total, including the ones we saw in the beta. And from what I see, people are really concerned about the specialist, to be honest. I can see all around the internet, people are just... they're criticizing this game, and rightly so. I can see the concerns and questions people have. So DICE also released a blog post. One of their quotes is, during the beta, we heard some feedback that specialists were limiting teamwork, and we wanted to address this concern head on. The post reads, DICE says the beta build that everyone played was missing numerous improvements to the user interface that are vital to team play and will be in the game at launch. The final game will apparently have a clearer UI, markers, denoting who needs healing / ammo, plus clear bonus points awarded for players performing support tasks. See, and that's the one thing I didn't see. There wasn't much incentive for, like in previous Battlefield games where you're just racking up points for healing your team, or giving them ammo through the ammo crates, and I just didn't see any of that. It didn't seem to me there was much emphasis on any of that score racking like we had in previous games. So that is something I did notice. So DICE also thinks access to the full roster of 10 will give players better impressions of specialists in the full game. Now that all the cards are on the table, let us know what you think. More specialists should naturally mean fewer clones of Mackay running around shooting grapple hooks, but DICE isn't backing down on allowing any combination of specialists on a squad at once. So you can probably have, I guess that was my concern. They're not really going to limit the specialists, so I don't want to say it's going to be like flavor of the month or anything like that. To me, I don't think the specialists do that much to change gameplay, where it's like a dramatic paradigm. But I can see the concerns the fans have. Like I've said before, I think they should just make specialists like a toggleable equipment. So let's say if you want to use the Mackay skin, but use all the Santiago loadout / ballistic shield, you should be able to do that. Now, granted, Santiago's character model seems to be a little bit bulky, so I doubt they're going to do that ever. And like a lot of people have said, the specialist system to me seems like a good way to get people to just pay for microtransactions and skins. I don't know if that's the end goal, but as long as it doesn't affect like any pay to win stuff, then we're fine. I don't really care about cosmetics, but it is going to be kind of annoying seeing a bunch of fucking specialists that all look the same, and I'm really hoping for some customization, or that's where I think they're going to be dropping the ball. It's going to be the specialist system in terms of customizing and being able to differentiate from you and your own team. I think that's going to be the downfall. People are clamoring about Portal, but yeah, Portal is there. But I'm more worried about the base game. So, according to PC Gamer, basically things will remain as in the standard conquest mode, and it looks like all those players who want the generic factions back won't get their wish. Specialists are here to stay. Though apparently the earliest hours of Battlefield 2042 will feel closer to the old class setup, DICE says that for the first 4 to 6 hours of gameplay, players will have access to fewer tools in their gadget slot, beginning with the medical crate, ammo crate, rocket launcher, and repair tool, and have to work up toward the suite of gadgets we used in the beta. The traditional experience of a Battlefield game where classes fulfill traditional roles is an experience that you graduate out through the first 10 levels. DICE is also rebalancing healing and revives to give medics a bigger role in the battlefield. Health regeneration will take a lot longer to kick in from here on, making it more important for someone to carry a medkit or play a dedicated healer like Falk. Speaking of Falk, her syringe gun has received enhancements and tweaks and improve the feedback you receive successfully healing a teammate. The syringes themselves will also magnetize to friendly targets easier, meaning you'll hopefully no longer need a godlike aim to heal teammates. Yeah, that was really annoying. And I think I only used her to give myself a self heal and, just keep myself alive. I think that's what I was doing most of the time with this character. And that kind of sucks. I feel like medics need a bigger role, but whatever. I feel like the medic class or the healing class or whatever you want to call it seems to be really underrated in every Battlefield game and can make it or change it. And Battlefield 5 it had that gritty emphasis on attrition, and that attrition led to better team play. And what I loved about Battlefield, regardless of all the controversy, was the gunplay, the attrition, and the gunplay and attrition, really. Running out of ammo, looking for ammo, having to heal your teammates, like the limited amount of healing you got in that game was awesome. Meanwhile, 2042, you really don't need a healer or med kits or anything like that. You can just go around and just hide in a corner, get out of combat, and heal back to health. So, felt like the medic was a little bit underwhelming, so I can see the concerns there. Here's a few other changes specific to the beta feedback that DICE will be in the full game. Increase the number of tanks you'll experience on Orbital. It's up from 4 to 8 on PC. Made changes to movement, adding strafe input to sliding, adding the ability to vault on moving objects, and toning down jump spamming. Alright. Nearby grenade indicator has been added. I don't know why that wasn't in the base beta, but whatever. And entry and exit animations are shorter. Elevators have been fixed. So I can see all the damage control that DICE has been scrambling to do, and man, it doesn't look that great for EA right now. And all the criticism they are receiving is rightly deserved. So here's hoping the Battlefield beta isn't an indication of what the final game is going to be. I hope that 1 month delay is going to help and bring the game into a better, more well put experience. So I don't want to put too much faith into DICE, but here's my fingers crossed. I'm going to be buying the game first day. Probably not the smartest thing, but I really want to cover this game, period. I want to be able to make content and stream this game, so as a Battlefield fan, I can't say I'm too excited, especially after the last Battlefield. I'm just hoping this game is better supported, and I hope Portal is as good as everyone is hyping it to be. But looking at the past track record, I'm not too sure about that. All right, guys, thank you for joining me in this video. I'm going to be trying to make a video every day, trying to expand the channel. Going to be streaming every day on Twitch also. Thank you so much.